Alright, this is the brother Yahya from James Jamaica camp. I want to say all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, double honors to the elders at Roomwell, which is the elders of James, and salutations to all the brothers in the highways and the byways doing the work of the Most High in sincerity and in truth. Now, I was on the road Saturday, and a guy said something about the ear, meaning H-A-R-E, ear as in rabbit, that it don't chew the cud, which is in today modern society that's true in an essence. Seeing that it's don't chew the cud because Esau words now they marginalize the word cud to ruminants. You see, they specify it to ruminants. All the ruminants can chew the cud because a ruminant regurgitates its food and bring it up back to the mouth, and basically put it through the process of digestion again, right? But now the rabbit, it does something different apart from chewing the cud. It puts the food through the process of digestion, then excretes it, which is that they call infection, refraction, right? And it eats again to break it down a second time. So now, just to actually prove in a sense that the rabbit what it chews is in essence a form of cud. Back in those time, they would say it's in that sense, right? So let's look at the word cud and see what it means. This is the etymology of the word cod. Old English coda, cod, right? Common Germanic, Old High German, glue. So now cod is a form of glue, right? The processed form of food that comes back up. So it is compact. They call it the bolus, the basically partially processed part of the food, right? And basically when you bring up back the food, right, you can call it vomit or regurgitation. It's basically the same thing. Act of expelling contents of the stomach through the mouth, right? To vomit often, frequentative, vermeer, to puke, spewed forth, discharge. So when you discharge something, right, let's look at the word discharge right here. When you discharge something, it can be the same thing as excretion, right? Which is what the rabbit does. It excretes the partially processed food, right? Now let's look at regurgitate. Regurgitate means to vomit. Cool. Let's go further into the word ruminants. Ruminants are mammals that are able to acquire nutrients from plant-based food by fermenting it in a specialized stomach prior to digestion, principally through bacterial actions. Right? The process typically requires a regurgitation of fermented ingesta known as cod and chewing it again. Right? We're just going to go through these process of words and put it back together, put everything together. Alright, cod. Cod is a portion of food that returns from a ruminant. So basically, they specify the word cod to ruminants. Alright? Ruminant stomach to the mouth to be chewed for the second time. Right? More accurately, it is a bolus of semi-degraded food regurgitated from the reticular rumen of a ruminant. Zine. So we have established that the cod is partially digested food, right? Semi-degraded food. That's what the cod is, right? This thing freeze up. Oh, alright. This is the word regurgitate. To cast the pure back, especially to cast up partially digested food. Right? So now, some people have certain discrepancies with the scriptures. Right? Now the scriptures say in 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 21, prove all things and hold fast to that which is good. Right? This is Deuteronomy 4 verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. So the Most High give we a set of laws, statutes and commandments, because it is what makes us different from every other nation. Right? And it is wisdom. Cool. So if the Most High say, let us just go to it. If the Most High give you a law to say this is Leviticus 11 verse 6. And the ear, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. Well, into the modern society, because they have marginalized the word cud, would say, no, the rabbit, because ear and rabbit is the same thing. The rabbit don't chew the cud. So what? The scripture wrong? No, the scripture don't wrong. Which other way them could have said? Back in those days, they have the word reflection. To say yes, because the rabbit reflected its food and eat the pellets again, it is unclean unto you. Right? When we already know that is because they marginalize the word cud to ruminants, which a rabbit does not actually bring up back its food from the belly to the mouth. It is not cud. Come on, man. Act a little bit wiser than that. And it is not the first time, that is not the first scripture which this is mentioned in. Right? Here it is in Deuteronomy 14 verse 7. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoofed, as the camel and the ear. We have the word ear again right there. Right? So now, what is it? The Most High don't know what we must say to Israel. The Most High say it actually 2 times. Him tell them to say it twice. Alright? Say it twice. So that means say what? Something defective are going with Most High mind. Him don't know what we must say. Don't be stupid, yo. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Let's go into this a little bit more. Alright, this is an article from animals.about.com. Alright, the diet of a hare or rabbit. Hares and rabbits are herbivores, meaning that they eat plant-based foods. They feed on a variety of plants including grass, herbs and leaves and roots, bark, and fruits. Since these food sources are difficult to digest, hares and rabbits must eat their feces, which is practically digested food passed out by digestion. Right? Excretion. It is digested and it's excreted. Right? But here's the difference between the rabbit and other animals that excretes its food. So that food, hares and rabbits must eat their feces so that food passes through their digestive tract twice. Now, all ruminants as the food, when they regurgitate the food, right, when it goes to the first stomach, it goes back into the mouth where it is chewed again and broken down a little bit more so that it can pass through the stomach again to be digested twice. Because when it is in the first stomach, bacteria actually degrades the food to a level where it can be chimed again in the mouth and pass back through the system to be digested again. right? But the thing is that the rabbit does this in a different method, right? It excretes it first as feces and then eats it again to be digested twice, right? So as we have seen before, when we look at the word cod, it's a form. The word cod, it says gum, right? The feces, as the feces, if you have ever seen rabbit pellets before, it's a form of gum. It's glued together, right? It's compacted together, right? But because of today's basically newspeak and marginalization of words and classification of animals into certain different categories, they have basically defined the word cod in a different essence, right? Digestive tract twice, and they can extract every last nutrient possible from their meals. This double digestive process is in fact so vital to hares and rabbits that if they are prevented from eating their feces, they will suffer malnutrition and die. That is the same thing that will happen if the cow or the goat will not be able to regurgitate its food. Right? This is an article from Yahoo Answers. This is basically them their stop. Okay, sure. Yeah, this is basically their Leviticus 11 verse 5 to 6, which is not as what we here in GMS Israel use. We don't use these new translated revised versions. We use the King James version. We have already read what Leviticus 11 verse 6 says already. So here, let's go into it and hear what they say about it. However, although they did not chew the cud, which is true, which is in Esau's essence, right? Based on the term cud, it is only for ruminants, right? But in Israel essence, in the Mosai essence, the word cud, which is basically processed food, them wrong in a sense, right? And them are going on in the modern technical sense. Which is cod in modern technical sense. Them don't chew the cod, but as in for the meaning the word cod, which is processed food, right? Partially processed food. Them kind of wrong, but them not so wrong because of the way they define the word. They did engage in a chewing action that looked the same to an observer. So they are basing the chewing of the cod to the fact of the saying that cows actually move their mouth, and cows and goats and rabbits actually move their mouth in a way that it look like they are chewing over their food. Thus, they are listed with other animals that chew the cud, so that the common person could make the distinction from his or her everyday observation. Animals which chew the cud are identified as ruminants. They regurgitate food into their mouths to be chewed again. Ruminants normally have 4 stomachs, which a rabbit does not have 4 stomachs. Neither the rock oryx nor the rabbit are ruminants, and technically do not chew the cud. Technically, based on the way they define the word cud. However, both animals move their jaws in such a manner as to appear to be chewing the cud. This action was so convincing that the great Jewish scientist Linnaeus originally classified them as ruminants, right? So he's a scientist by the name of Linnaeus originally classified other animals which has 4 stomachs, which regurgitates its food from the belly to the mouth, as ruminants, and it did not put the rabbit in that classification, right? It is now known that rabbits practice what is called refection, which I've said before, in which indigestible vegetable matter absorbs certain bacteria and is passed as droppings and then eaten again, right? This enables rabbit to better digest it. This process is very similar to rumination. It is very similar to rumination, and it gives the impression of chewing the cud. So the Hebrew phrase chewing the cud should not be taken in modern technical sense, which is right. They should not be saying, oh, because yes, scientists has classified this as saying that is chewing the cud. We should not say yes, this is chewing the cud as in what the scripture says. Right? The scripture says what it says is mankind actually come and classify these things as different, apart from what the old time sayings used to go by. But in ancient sense of chewing motion, that includes both rumination and reflection in the modern sense. Right? They couldn't have said it better than that. And before just gonna wrap up, because I think the point is actually proven already. Just gonna wrap up. He that justifieth the wicked, and he that contemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord. Right? Because them a justify the wickedness, say, oh, the scripture now really, cause in the BLB, if you look up the word here, I'm gonna tell you say it must be some different type of creature. Right? This internet now moves so properly. If I'm going into it, it probably freeze up. Right? I'm gonna tell you say, oh, it's not a rabbit because rabbit don't chew the cud. See, so them justify wickedness. You see, because them gonna say no, it's not the rabbit, so the rabbit can be eaten. You see, even they shall be an abomination. Even they both are abomination to the Lord. You see, because you're justifying wickedness. Say, oh, the rabbit can eat, because them gonna say the Bible never said that, because the rabbit don't, into the modern sense, them gonna say the rabbit don't chew the cud. You see, this thing freeze up on me. I want to go into let's get a different scripture just to wrap up. 2 more scriptures to wrap up, because the point is already proven. Whatever they have to say, they really can't say anything, because even their own site just basically bashed them a while ago. We just get this scripture from Proverbs 4 verse 7. 4 verse 7, and it, in a good timely manner. This video is not overly lengthy. Alright, so wisdom, this is Proverbs 4 verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting get understanding. Right? We have already read that statutes and judgments of the law is a form of wisdom. Right? But with all that getting of those statutes and commands, you have to understand what they mean. You see? You can't just look into it and just say, oh no, rabbits don't chew the cud, so therefore the scripture wrong. No, go into it. Go into it and see exactly what happened before. Why them would have said no. The rabbit don't chew the cud. Right? Because of these classifications of mankind, they might classify different animals as this and as that. That is why them would have something there. The rabbit is not a ruminant. Right? Because it don't regurgitate its food in the sense that it don't bring it back up to the mouth. But as when you look up the word regurgitate, the word regurgitate means to cast out. And excretion is a form of casting out. Right? But in a different way. So we have to look at this thing with understanding. We have to basically search it out. Zine. We have to seek the Lord 10 times more. And this is final scripture for now, because scriptures are ever flowing. This is Leviticus 20 verse 8. This is Leviticus 20 verse 8. And ye shall keep my statutes and do them, I am the Lord which sanctify you. The word sanctify means to make clean, to make holy, separate, sanctify. So whenever the Most High says something, say you're not supposed to do it, or you're not supposed to eat that, you have to seek it out if you don't understand, right? You have to get the understanding from it, because it's what will make you clean. Zine. And with that, I want to say all praises to the Most High, right? And double honors to the elders of GMS, and blessings to the brothers in the highways and the byway. Zine. But what ball? Dead to America.